Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary Series, and it looks like we've got Boros Aggro versus Temur Emerge. And sorry I haven't posted anything in a little while, but if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, you'll know that I recently got a job. Things are a little hectic right now, so just bear with me. This will be my first video back. And I checked the lists, and apparently not a whole lot has happened other than Bant getting even more popular than it was before. Now it's over 40% of the field. But that's neither here nor there for the moment. Pilgrim's Eye. We've talked about Pilgrim's Eye before. It's not a very great card by itself, but in this particular deck, it does some very key things, namely being two different types at the same time, and giving you the benefit of a small flyer, and getting you an extra land. Double Gnarlwood Dryad. Now, these guys are really what's important right now, because Boros can't afford to attack in here, because the Dryads would one of them would kill the Hanweir garrison, which he'd really rather not lose at this point. He wants it to be able to get going. Okay, so popping the Vessel of Nascency gets him Delirium. Oh, he lost a Chandra to it, but it's probably not that big of a deal. Oh, this is Pilgrimage. Wasn't expecting to see that in his deck. Ah, he got Ishkana out of it. And now that he has Delirium, he's attacking all in here. 2/3/3 Death Touch creatures and a flyer. So most likely he's getting in. Oh, that's right. He's got the mana open to make him indestructible. So 4 damage gets through. Boros is down to 14. Now, it does look like... sacrificing the Pilgrim's Eye to emerge Elder Deep Fiend. I was trying to remember, which ones have flash. And Elder Deep Fiend is kind of a tempo killer more than anything else. He's a decent creature, but mainly it's just that basically you're robbing them of an entire turn. And in this particular situation, you're robbing them of their turn and leaving them wide open for you to attack in again. And this time, it'll be for 11 damage. So Boros is down to 3. And honestly, I can't think of a card that he could draw here that would save him. This is most likely just going to go to game 2. And there's Ishkana, hedging his bets. Now he's got 4 blockers, just in case. Four mana. Yeah, it's too bad for him that Magic has gone away from the 4 mana Wrath cards, because he could really use one of those right about now. And he concedes. I was going to say he could play a land here and then throw down something like End Hostilities or Planar Outburst. That's it. But he would have had to have another land, had one of those cards in hand, and even then, that might not even save him, since he's already at 3. So, let's go to game 2. Honestly, Emerge is a very powerful deck, but Boros Aggro, as with, White Weenie and Red Deck Wins, since it's basically a combination of the two, it can be incredibly fast, He just has to have a decent start, because most of the creatures in Emerge decks are crap, and they're crap for a reason. It's so that you can sacrifice them to your Emerge creatures. Now, some of them are less crap, and talk about the Gnarlwood Dryad, but that's not fair because Gnarlwood Dryad is nowhere near crap. It is a very powerful card. Even if it didn't have Delirium, a 1/1 Death Touch is very, very powerful, especially against a deck like Aggro, because their creatures are usually small, but they can be big enough to withstand a 1/1. But a 1/1 that has Death Touch guarantees that they have to do the extra work to get around them, which gives you extra time. Okay, Selfless Spirit from Boros and a Corrupted Graphstone from Emerge. Attacking in for 2 from Boros. And no follow-up play. I was really hoping for his sake that he'd have something to throw down on turn 3 so that he could keep up his momentum. 3 mana. There's quite a bit of things that he could play here, but Gather the Pack is a nice card. Dumps all of it. Oh no, he kept 1 Gnarlwood Dryad. But he dumped a Gnarlwood Dryad. There's Gather the Pack. Fiery Impulse. Oh wow, 3 Gnarlwood Dryads in those cards. Ouch. It would have been kind of nice to draw at least one of those, but a 3/3 Death Touch is a very good standoff card because either they're going to attack in and just make you block anyway, or you're going to hold them off until they finally have a trick or something, or until they've got an army that's wide enough to get past. But, Grapple with the Past, okay. Fiery Impulse would be actually pretty good here, except he doesn't have a red mana. Choose the color of a card in your graveyard. Any card, okay, so because the Impulse is in his graveyard, he has access to red. Still does not have Delirium, so the Gnarlwood Dryad is still a 1/1. He's attacking in with it. That's highly unexpected. And Boros decides to take the 1 damage. Honestly, I think I would have blocked with one of the Thopter tokens just to kill off the Dryad so that, it's gone. And he has no way of getting it back, or so that next turn he doesn't have a blocker. So Hanweir Garrison giving it haste so that he can attack in and get some more creatures. So that's 2 1/1 flyers, 2 1/1s, a 2/3, a 2/2, and a 2/1 flyer. That is quite the army. And emerges down to 6. Grapple with the Past at the second main phase, which might as well have been at the end of turn. He really needs something desperately. And the only thing that I can think of is Kozilek's Return. Or possibly Radiant Flames. I don't know if he runs that in his deck or not. Since he is running 3 colors, Radiant Flames isn't a bad card to run in this deck. It doesn't have nearly the synergy that the Kozilek's Return does, but still a very good card, especially against an aggressive weenie deck like Boros. But he has to have something, or he is totally screwed. He's at 6. 4 flying. He has the mana to sacrifice one of the Thopters to do an extra 2 damage using Pia and Kira Nalar. So it's fairly certain that he's going to win here unless... Alright, something I didn't think of. Chandra. And he only has to go -3 here. So she'll possibly live. And the entire board goes bye-bye. Oh, I forgot. Selfless Spirit. Indestructible. Well, it was a good try. Boros just had a very good start. And like I said, that's all he really needed was a good start. Because while Temur is a very powerful deck, it's not very fast. Whereas Boros can be very fast. This one was a little bit of a slow start, but he made up for that with all of these creatures. Well, this video is almost 11 minutes long now, and I think that was a very good show of what these two decks can do to each other. It's all really a matter of how good of a start you get in this particular matchup. So I'm going to end the video here. Keep hanging in there with me, guys. I will be putting out content as often as I can. So keep a lookout on your subscription pages. And this was Boros Aggro versus Temur Emerge. And if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me. And I will see you in the next video.